Hello friends, my name is Mahesh Kulkarni and today we are going to learn that how to create a simple Hello World application using JSP and accepting the input from the HTML file. Basically the JSP or the servlet, these are the technology which is used for creating the dynamic web application in Java, but the JSP is considered as the extension of the servlet because it is having more advantage as compared to the servlet. And the biggest advantage of the JSP is that it is going to use the MVC design pattern. That is nothing but the model, view and controller. And with the help of this design pattern, we can easily separate the presentation view, business logic and data access from each other. So the application is easy to manage and maintain. And the another important thing that to run the servlet or the JSP, you need to download the Apache web server and Tomcat. So you can download this particular Apache Tomcat from this particular website. It's taking some time. Okay, you can download the Apache Tomcat from this particular website. You can see that the different versions are available to download, and depending upon your operating system you can download the binary distributions from here depending upon your operating system, that is it is 32-bit or 64-bit etc. So let's see what we are going to do over here. So this is a simple demo application which is created. So this is the HTML page, you can see with the name as welcome.html and consists of one form, that is text field and submit button. So I'm going to enter some name over here. I'm writing the name as Mahesh and just click on the go button. So after clicking on that button, it will redirect to the welcome.jsp page and it will display the name which is entered by the user in that text field in welcome.html file. So in this way we can create a simple Hello World application in JSP by accepting the input from the HTML file. So let's see how to create it. But before this, don't forget to configure that Tomcat with the Eclipse ID. And one more important thing, that if you are using the Oracle database, for example the Oracle Express edition which is installed on your machine, then at the time of configuring this Tomcat with the Eclipse ID, it is definitely going to throw the port number error. Why? Because the HTTP application server is always installed with the Oracle database installation. In my case it is Express edition. It listens through the port which is default port, that is 8080. And for servlet or the JSP program to execute, we need a specific web server which is called as the Apache web server, and it also listens through the same port number, that is 8080. So at that time we need to change the port number of that Tomcat in order to resolve that error if the Oracle Express edition is installed on your machine. So let's see step by step how to create this particular Hello World application in JSP. So close this browser output, go to the file, new, and dynamic web project, because in case of JSP or servlet your simple Java project will not work. So select it, just enter the project name. I'm entering the name as JSP demo. If you configure the Tomcat with your ID, then it will show the target runtime as Apache Tomcat version 7.0. The dynamic web model version is the 3.0 by default, which is the annotation based. So click on the next button, next. Here I'm not going to include this web.xml deployment descriptor. If you want, then you can include it later. I'm not going to include it, so just directly click on the finish. It is taking some time. So you can see not created yet. Okay, JSP demo. So you can see that your dynamic web project is created over here. So just expand it, go to the web content, right click and select new HTML file. Write the name as welcome.html. because here I'm going to accept the input from the HTML file, and whenever the user is going to click on that particular button, that is the submit button, it will redirect to the JSP page. So first change the title over here as welcome HTML page. This is welcome HTML page. I'm going to use the center tag so that the content will be displayed at the center of the browser. I'm going to use the heading tag, that is H3. Welcome to JSP application demo. So in this HTML page, I'm going to create a form and specify the important attribute of the form, which is nothing but the action. So first I'm going to keep it blank, and within this form I'm going to create the two HTML component. The first is nothing but the text field, and the another is nothing but the submit button. So input type equal to text, and specify the name of that component. I'm writing the name as username. This name is important because we are fetching the value from this particular HTML component with the help of this name only, so this name is important over here. And the another component is nothing but the submit button. So input type equal to submit, and specify the value over here. So I'm going to specify the value as go, and just write one text over here as enter user name. So we have done with this welcome.html, but remember that I haven't specified the value of this particular action attribute. We will see in that. So to execute it, just right click on this particular file and open with web browser. So in this way your HTML file is created. So I'm going to change the as welcome. Refresh it. So in this way your welcome.html file is created. So next important task, that whenever is going to enter the name over here and click on the go button, it will redirect to the JSP page. So I'm going to create that JSP page within the same folder, that is the web content. So right click, new JSP page. I'm writing the name as welcome.jsp. First change the title over here. I'm writing the title as welcome JSP page. Now what I'm going to write over here, so whenever the user is going to enter the value in that particular text field and click on the go button, it will redirect to the welcome.jsp page, and here in this page I'm going to fetch the value from that HTML component. So to fetch the value from that HTML component, I'm going to use the implicit object of the HTTP request, which is nothing but the request. In case of JSP, if you are using the servlet, then at that time you need to create that object, but in case of JSP it is the implicit object, so I'm directly going to use it. I'm going to fetch that value with the help of request object and their get parameter method, and I'm going to store that value into one particular variable, that is as name. So declare that variable as, so this is the JSP page, so you can see that this is the HTML tags over there. So to include the Java code over here, I'm going to use the JSP tag, which is nothing but the scriptlet tag, to include the Java code. So this is your scriptlet tag, and I'm going to write the Java code over here. So declare that variable as string name equal to. So I'm going to fetch the value with the object of type HTTP request and their get parameter. So I'm going to use that object as request dot get parameter, and here within the double quotes just specify the name of that HTML component. from which you are going to fetch the value. So here the name is nothing but the username, so I'm going to copy and paste it over here. That is username. So whatever the value which is entered by the user in the text field, that value will get stored into this particular string variable as name. So I'm going to display that value. So use this again, the implicit object, that is the out, which is nothing but the object of type JSP writer, and then use the println method to display the message. So I'm writing the message as welcome to JSP application, and I'm going to append that particular variable with the help of plus operator, that is name. So we have done with the JSP file. Now I'm going to execute it, but remember that I haven't specified the value for this particular action attribute. So I'm going to execute this JSP page. So right click, run as, run on the server. That is your JSP demo. So just finish, restart. It is going to restart the server, so it will take some time. You can see that the red lines are come over here. Starting Tomcat version 7.0 server at localhost. It is starting the Tomcat. You can see the red lines comes over here. This is your web browser, because I'm going to execute it into the web browser. You can see that the message is displayed over here, that is the welcome to JSP application, but the null value is passed. This is because in this welcome.html I haven't specified the value of this particular action attribute. So whenever the user is going to click on this particular submit button, it should redirect to this welcome.jsp page. So here I have to specify the complete path of that JSP page. So I'm going to copy this complete URL from here, just copy and paste it over here, that is in action. So whenever the user is going to click on the submit button, it will redirect to this particular JSP page. So just close it, refresh, go to the project. The build is automatically, so I'm going to clean it, that is JSP demo. Expand it, go to the web content, welcome.html, open with web browser. So enter the name over here as Mahesh Kulkarni and just click on the go button. Now you can see that the name which is entered by the user is appeared over here with the message, that is welcome to JSP application Mahesh Kulkarni. So in this way we can create a simple hello world application in JSP by passing the parameter from input file. Thank you for watching.